This show is powered by BL3P, the Lightning-enabled European Bitcoin exchange.
Connect the world.
Adem Bilican, CTO and co-founder at Relai, Europe's easiest Bitcoin investing app made in Switzerland.
There is a quote in your bio in which you say, "The difficult is what takes a little time and the impossible is what takes a little longer." Do you think that everybody using the Lightning Network in the future will also be impossible?
No.
I love to work alone.
Yes.
Lint or a linter is a static code analysis tool used to flag programming errors, bugs, stylistic errors, and suspicious constructs. Stephen C. Johnson, a computer scientist at Bell Labs, came up with lint in 1978. The term lint was derived from lint, the name for the tiny bits of fiber and fluff shed by clothing, as the commands should act like the lint trap in a clothes dryer, detecting small errors to great effect. Do you always use a lint trap to clean up your code?
No.
Breaking Bad is an American crime drama television series created and produced by Vince Gilligan. It is known as one of the best television series of all time, with Walter White and Jesse Pinkman as main characters. Do you know that Jesse Pinkman was originally slated to be written out by the 9th episode?
No.
Indian food is more spicy than Thai food.
Yes.
Coca-Cola Zero was Coca-Cola's largest product launch in 22 years. It was marketed as having a taste that is identical from the standard Coca-Cola, as opposed to the Diet Coke, which has a different flavor profile. Do you drink more than 1 liter a day?
No.
Çifteteli is a rhythm and dance of Anatolia and the Balkans. In Turkish, the word means double-stringed, taken from the violin player style that is practiced in this kind of music. Do you dance it nowadays in Switzerland?
No.
Will Switzerland reach the quarterfinals at the World Cup in Qatar?
No.
Orhan Pamuk is a controversial figure and enjoys international acclaim as one of the greatest Turkish writers of the present and of this century. The main themes in his work are to the conflicts and contradictions between East and West, Islam and Christianity, tradition and modernity. Is he your favorite Turkish intellectual?
Yes.
Are you Satoshi Nakamoto?
No.
Welcome to the Connected World Weekly Podcast. I'm Edward.
And I'm Stef. We are ready to take you with us into the beautiful world of the Lightning Network.
Enjoy the ride. This is episode 55 of Connected World. Stef?
Hey, my friends.
How are you doing there?
I'm doing
well,
fine.
They say it's raining cats and dogs. It isn't here, but it's damn cold. It really is.
Oh, it's cold, but yeah, I like it. I mean, well, if it's not raining, I like the cold.
Yeah, you really like the cold?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to on a skiing holiday.
Of course, you're a skier.
January and February. Yeah. But I mean, you can put on some extra warm clothes. Yeah, that's right. But when
I'm half Spanish, so I always.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't discuss the cold because it's nice to be inside and that kind of thing.
But I mean, you can still have some nice sunny days even in the winter.
Yeah, that's right.
I also like snow and all, but I hate rain. But it's not raining over here. It's cold.
What gives
like
me the warmth is that we have some weddings still this month.
I thought you were sitting on an S19 or something.
That also helped. You sent also a link or something to a really nice example of a heating. Minor that was good looking, so you could put it in your room. No. I was thinking about that maybe would be something that I would buy, but I don't know. Perhaps one day.
For me too, man. This room where I'm recording is not heated, or we turned off the heating because there's nothing here. Only me recording, and my wife. She tattoos over here, but now she's also on a sabbatical or something because of the kids.
Of course. With 2 kids.
So she will get back to tattooing in the near future, but now this room is unused, so we cut it off from heating. And I was thinking, well, when I'm sitting here recording, how nice would it be that I'm using a Bitcoin miner to heat the place, right?
You have to be careful with the noise, perhaps, still.
Yeah.
During recording,
also,
I think it was like how do you say that? Dust cleaner, right? So it wasn't a lot, but
vacuum
cleaner. That's right.
But you can also decrease it, and then obviously you have less power, and obviously the revenue is also less.
Yeah, I have a power problem here because we already use too much power. So to add extra is not very smart.
That's because of the cannabis. That's because of the cannabis you're growing, right?
Of course. Okay, let's continue, man.
No. Who do you have on the show, Edward, today?
This week we welcome Adem Bilican. Yeah, let's pronounce it right. And he is the co-founder and CTO of Relai.app, an intuitive Bitcoin app, only app for selling and buying Bitcoin. So an on-ramp and off-ramp. That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was a really nice chat. So first, Edward, we have to talk a little bit about the statistics of the Lightning Network and about our Rings of Fire community. And then the second part will be with Adem.
世界をつなぐ
Yeah, we are now in December, and holidays right around the corner. So it's not that busy anymore in our Rings of Fire community, but that's no problem. I mean, it was very busy the past year and a half. So it's better to be a bit calm and chilly now. We added only 4 million sets. And it's better than nothing.
Of course, it's better than nothing.
Be honest, it's not that much. But 4 million. So we are now at 49.37. It would be nice
to hit that 50, right?
Bitcoin,
in the end of the year.
Before the end of the year. So guys, please join another couple of rings, and we can reach that number before the end of the year.
And get some work to Ramon de Vries, our new master of ceremony.
Yeah,
so
I will get to that later in this episode. Yeah. So 49.37 Bitcoin with around 1,579 members. Participating in over 212 rings.
And we are now at block height 767,072. And when we look at the Lightning Network statistics brought to you by Ambles.space, we have 16,868 nodes and more than 5,200 Bitcoin inside to the network. And the value of today, Stef?
Today, 1 million Satoshis is getting you $169, 160 euros, and 1,178 Chinese yuan.
Conecte o mundo.
And then some highlighted news updates from last week brought to you by the Daily Moon. Let's start with the African Bitcoin conference because that was last week. And that
was amazing, man.
You saw those videos, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Last week we talked about it also because then it was about to happen. It's the first ever held Bitcoin conference in Africa, and it was held in Ghana. And Lynn Sumba was our on-site reporter, our host, and she did a really terrific job in recording the We Asked video sessions.
But it looks so professional. How did she manage to get it that professional?
She really did a great job. Yeah.
We also did a great job at Bitcoin Amsterdam, to be honest, but she outperformed us.
And so many different people, because she asked various Lightning related questions like we did, but then there at the venue, on the street, or I don't know, in multiple places. And she asked those questions to all attendees and speakers there. So it's very it's a big variety of people she spoke to. So I saw Anita Posch and a lot of other people that we know or speak before. And I think it's great that everybody was there, because it's the first ever Bitcoin conference. So it's nice that so many different people were there. And you can watch them all. I don't know how much videos they are, but they're all in a playlist on YouTube, and we're adding it to the show notes. And if you missed the videos, because those were also great, of adopting Bitcoin with the El Salvador vibe, then check the other playlist of Connect the World, and then you can see it all. It's not very long, so it's nice. And let's continue with Wolf. In a couple of earlier episodes, we mentioned Wolf. It's a new accelerator program focusing exclusively on Lightning. And they now introduced the Wolf Talent Pool. It's designed to educate and connect professionals with founder teams. They still search engineers, designers, business developers, and people with legal skills to apply. So if you want to create and learn more together with other passionate people who are into Bitcoin and Lightning, then check it out and apply. That would be great. And then René Picard shared an interesting tweet, I think. It was a PR of a pull request of Mononaut about how on-chain information can result in data useful for tracing how liquidity flows across the network. So it's on-chain information that can help node operators to make better decisions.
Okay, I will to ask you. So liquidity flows on the Lightning network.
Yeah. So they always say it's important to know where the traffic is, right? So instead of only looking at Lightning, it's also interesting to look on-chain, because there you can see the routing nodes with a lot of activity. And it can tell you a lot more. And I've added the tweet, but also the linked channel forensics article there, the GitHub, where you can read everything. So perhaps interesting to some people that are interested in knowing more about it. And then LN Capital, they released a Twitter thread about an article written by researcher Nick Batia known from the Bitcoin lawyer. It's an article about the Lightning Network reference rates, and it explains how this protocol can help to determine the risk-free rates for off-chain Bitcoin lending. So the LNRR is an average of multiple node actual rates. That means the average of the annual rate of interest that a specific routing node generates. So it makes it possible for nodes to earn interest on their capital in a trust minimized way without giving up their private keys. So they're telling us how this will revolutionize the capital market. So check the thread and read the interesting article to know more. And then an update, last but not least, the Coin Corner and Strike partnering with BitNob. Coin Corner announced that customers can now send globally from UK and Europe to Africa. All thanks to the Lightning Network, of course, and to make cross-border transactions possible, Coin Corner and Strike both partner with BitNob. CEO Jack Mallers wants to improve low-cost remittance payments into Africa. Very important, of course. So check the tweet.
But not from us from Europe.
No, that's... no, indeed. Yeah, well...
Only... And I also saw something that was very interesting. I saw René Picard asking him on Twitter if he could tell something more about channel management and liquidity management and all. And he didn't tell much about it, but he did tell that surprisingly the liquidity is mostly from users to Strike.
Yeah.
So that was something that I was like, okay,
that's interesting.
I was suspecting it the other way around, right? Because people sending money.
Of course.
I thought, because Strike is also a custodian, right?
Is.
So they custody the funds. So it's also possible that he means that receiving money for their customers, so people, Africans, for instance, receiving remittances and keeping it in strike, for instance.
So they keep it there, perhaps.
I don't know. I couldn't think of a scenario when there is more money flowing through to strike when they don't. When they are not the party that received the remittances. So,
they announced it, or Jack announced it on the Bitcoin conference in Africa. Interesting to maybe check it again. I've read 2 articles. I've put it also in the show notes. One is from Bitcoin Magazine, the other one from Cointelegraph. Interesting if perhaps we can understand more about it. Also, some of the slides Jack uses are in there. So maybe that will shine some light on it.
Yeah. Do you want to read more and stay up to date about everything related to Lightning, the news and updates? Then head over to tdm.news and follow the Daily Moon on Twitter or Telegram.
Verbinden die Welt.
Yes. We balanced one ring this week, and it was a very special one. It took some time to get all channels opened, but after opening all channels, Kast and Nima volunteered to become ringleader, and he was from. Where was he from?
Kast Nima. Oh,
Taiwan.
yeah.
He was from Taiwan. He arranged date and time quickly, and it was kind of a hassle because we had node operators from Taiwan, Germany, Holland, and
so multiple
Mexico.
Continents.
So a lot of ring members were present during the ceremony, so that's nice to see. The balance went smooth. Kast Enigma did a great job, and we had 2 first-timers in this ring. Kast Enigma from Taiwan balanced his first ring as ringleader, and Ramon de Vries, there he is, balanced his first ring as a master of ceremony.
We have to cheer now. And thanks, Ramon, to help out, really.
No, but it's great, man. I mean, and I really like that we are experiencing also a small bear market within our Ring of Fire community, because normally we open multiple rings a week, and now it's 1 or maybe 2. And in that way, I can, Ramon and me, we can, try to explain everything to Ramon, which commands he has to use. And so it's not very hectic.
It's a good moment to start learning. Yeah,
good moment to start this transition, or maybe this collaboration is what I would like to call it. So really, really happy that Ramon is on the team.
Awesome.
So
that was that for this part. Thanks, Stef, and let's head over to the lightning notes.
Let's do it.
Соединим этот мир.
Make sure to secure your home network. So change default passwords and use 2-factor authentication where possible. And keep your software up to date. It's also very important. Please keep in mind that the whole Lightning network is very experimental. Software like MyNode, Umbrel, Raspberry Blitz, for example, and many others, and LND also, are still in beta phase. Don't blindly run terminal commands on your node if you don't understand them yourself, and especially when prefixed with sudo. And the last one is also very important. Don't use Satoshis that you're not willing to lose. So if you're not aware of all security considerations, then read into it. Educate yourself, read articles, ask for help in Telegram groups with high reputation like ours, and listen to podcasts and learn by doing. Otherwise, don't participate.
Also, you can stay informed by following us on Twitter. You can find us at Satoshi Radio ROF. And follow our Lightning leader, Johnny Kiyashu. Join our Telegram groups, Satoshi Radio, Ring of Fire, and Connect the World. And check our website, satoshi.radio. It would be nice for you to be part of our Amboss community. You can find us there on Satoshi Radio. And like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Use Podcasting 2.0 to listen to Connect the World. And you can check SATA trading for the current value. You can find all this information, of course, also in the show notes as well.
All right, let's get on to the show.
Conecte o mundo.
Welcome, Adem.
Welcome, Adem. Yeah, great to have you.
Normally, we say that these questions are really difficult, but I don't know. It seemed like you enjoyed them, and they weren't that difficult for you.
I did enjoy them. I don't remember what I answered already, but I really enjoyed them actually. Only just listening to you, I was like already learning a lot, so I really enjoyed them. Thanks.
That's great.
Perfect. Hey, and yeah, in the pre-talk we had with you, you just told us that you moved, so you aren't in Switzerland anymore, just across the border. But I asked you, will Switzerland reach the quarterfinals at the World Cup in Qatar? Are you a football lover, by the way?
No, actually, not anymore, I would say.
Oh, not anymore.
No, not that much. And just guessing by what I heard and what I'm still, even if I'm not following, I still see a bit the news and all. I didn't hear anything like Switzerland having an amazing team lately. So
no. And they did a great job in playing against Brazil. I remember, but yeah, unfortunately, Brazil is it's one of the best football teams out there nowadays. So they did an amazing job. They lost eventually, but they still did an amazing job. So, what I wanted to ask you, do you think that Germany will reach the quarterfinals maybe?
I only remember the last World Cup with their team, and if it didn't change much, why not?
Yeah, could be, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were good. They were really good. I hope they are still good.
Yeah, well,
hey, and I was thinking, Adem, you said that you're learning something from the questions, but I prepared some of the questions, and I also learned a lot from your blog, because you wrote about how to add a linter to your React Native project of something that you're building or something that can help other programmers. And I thought, well, this guy has a clean code and is always cleaning up. But you said no, so I thought, well, maybe it's something for the next project or the next, and you always want something that you're not able to hold upon.
Yeah, exactly. My blog, actually, I'm not that active anymore, but I like to use it more as a note-taking kind of, and even if I'm really happy to hear that you enjoyed it, but even if nobody is reading them, it's just enough for me. It's there since many years. I used to use this pseudonym Adem Khan for many years now, and I like to remind myself also what I should do, because no, I don't use a linter all the time. I mean, it's just every project have the phases, so I would start just freestyle. I'm really the pure freestyler. But then over time, all of these little details here and there are necessary to really make it happen, something more stable, something more scalable. But initially, I just jump in the code. I just want it to work. Input, output, that's just what I want. Whatever is in between doesn't really matter.
That's the main thing. And then somebody else sees the code and thinks, where to begin? No.
yeah, that's the worst thing. It's like even if you document, I mean, there is nothing worse than your own code anyway. So
that's absolutely right. Yeah, I hear that a lot.
And you also said that you love to work alone. I think I also read it on your blog, by the way, or it was on Twitter. I don't remember. But is it needed if you're really into your code and working? Is it needed to be alone then, or that you don't that nothing does just distract you or something?
Yeah, definitely. I used to be in the zone and really go coding for a few hours with music, just full on with, and I need something really strong for the music that I'm really into it. The AirPods are not enough. So and I say I used to, because we'll probably come back to it later, but I'm not coding anymore as much as I used to code before. But this is very important. It's part also of the coding. There is a learning phase, and once you learn, there is the time you start applying all the things that you learned. And for this, I am the one who really need to really be focused. I remember I had a friend when I was in Maastricht studying there, who had a hat, and whenever he was starting coding, he would just put the hat, And then
really?
nobody was talking to him. When he is in coder mode, he was with the hat. And when he's done, he
Coding hat.
There's like
the
some
hat
kind
off.
of
That's smart.
some kind of a mark or sign to everyone.
Right.
Yeah, perfect.
Exactly, like a superhero when you're in the superhero mode. you
Putting
have
on
it.
his cape.
Exactly. So it's like
Perfect.
with the headphones.
Awesome.
I used to do the same with this.
What kind
And
of what kind of music? were
what
you
kind
listening
of
to?
music?
I don't have a specific, so I don't like to. Well, I have one or two artists, but they are like super old and super Turkish singers that they even stopped singing actually. But I just like to listen to more ambient noises or like relaxing music, or if I'm super into it, then like a bit of pop music, but really old style. I think I'm this kind of person, like maybe I'm getting older, I don't know, but it's just like, oh, we had good music in the old times, and now these days I don't know what's trend, what is out, what is not. Even when I open Spotify and I have this selected, so they prepare a playlist for
recommended music to you. Yeah,
the recommended, it's always from the 90s, and I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, that's
Okay.
that's
maybe you can
so.
try some drum and bass, for instance. It's really like very active and very energetic music, and maybe then but you don't code anymore, so it's not necessary.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
I clean my house. I clean my house listening to it, and I'm like one big tornado. It's like I'm getting that much energy from it. So
that's awesome.
I was learning something new the other day, and it was my wife also works at home and really needs to focus, and then uses binaural beats and some kind of focus music.
Yeah,
And she said, "Yeah, this really works," and she's just into her job, and I'm not able to speak to her then, but it really works for creative projects or some.
But it's not really fast, right? It's like slow, but
there are
putting
different hertz, I think, depending on the mood or what you want to do, or some more white noise type.
Yeah,
the thing is, I tried a few times, and you really get lost into it. It's almost scary because. And it's true, you feel something is happening here, and you start freaking out because you kind of, not that you lose control, but this thing really works. So you just need to find the best that works for you. But this is also something, I use it more when I need to concentrate, not for coding and all, but for concentration, this worked so far.
Perfect.
Well.
Yeah, it can be a real drug, right? I mean,
drug, exactly. It's scary.
Yeah.
And obviously we invited you because you founded Relai.app together with Julian Lineker.
Yeah.
Can you share shortly what Relai is and why you both started it?
Sure, with pleasure. So Relai is, we provide a mobile app for our users for iOS and Android. And we just want to be the easiest onboarding on in the Bitcoin world. And we want to do that in a super easy and straightforward way. So two main features that we really like to brag about is non-KYC or light KYC, because users still need to give us their IBAN so we know from whom the money is coming. So this is one. And the second one is a non-custodial wallet, meaning that users, they have at all time control over their funds. And we want to make this in a super easy way. So we want the users to be able to buy their first Bitcoin, their first Satoshi in less than 1 minute from the installation to receiving their first Satoshi. We are not there yet, but all of this in less than 1 minute.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Hey, and Relai.app is a Swiss-made software. You also have it on the website. What's the biggest difference, do you think, between Swiss-made or at some other country? Because it must mean something.
It does actually. So it's really a trademark. It's like the Swiss quality is well known around the world, and we started Relai in Switzerland. The headquarters are in Switzerland, in Zurich. I used to live 13 years in Switzerland, and we started when I was there with Julian. Julian is Swiss from Switzerland, obviously. And
did you guys knew each other before you started the project, or?
Not before. No, not before. I used to be in a similar domain, and Julian as well. We met on Telegram in the Swiss Bitcoin Association channel for the first time.
Of course.
And that's where we started sharing ideas. And the other part is also more on the legal part, is because we have a Swiss license. So we are an audited official Swiss broker, and we have our license from an SRO, which is a self-regulated organization, which is just below the FINMA, which is the highest financial institution. So we are not directly regulated by the FINMA, we are regulated by the SRO, but these are all Swiss licensing and Swiss authorities that are auditing and defining all the rules and everything that we apply to.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yeah,
but it's something to be proud of, right? Swiss made.
For sure.
You see it at the Jura coffee machines and the Swiss chocolate and
chocolate coffee.
Yeah, so
the knife,
the knife. So and when something is made in Switzerland, you always have to say Swiss made.
Yeah. Quality.
Yeah,
that's yeah, indeed. Yeah. I see your shirt, Relay shirt, also.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice. Hey, yeah, we have all kind of questions for you, Adem, about Relay and your vision on the Lightning Network, but this has to be in the 21 minutes. So, if you are ready, Adem, and then of course Edward also, if you guys ready, we would really love to enter that part. Are you guys ready?
I am ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Connetti il mondo.
Well, as you said before, Relai.app focuses on being simple and intuitive, right? Doing it very fastly for newcomers. And why do you think it's so important? And do you believe this needs to become some kind of standard when thinking of growing adoption in the future for future apps?
Which part do you mean?
The simple and intuitive part.
Yeah,
yes,
the simple and intuitive, yeah.
It's been at the core of Relay since the beginning. This is something this was also the idea that Julian brought me, because as a tech savvy, I'm really used to these terminologies, to what is a wallet, what is a public key, private key, addresses and all. And the world for me already was pretty small, so I used to think that everybody knows about it, right? I mean, who doesn't know about what a wallet address is? But the world is completely different. And this is when I talked to Julian, and he was the one who got a lot of requests from his friends and families about getting into Bitcoin, but it was just super, super complicated. And at the time there were a lot of exchanges, a new exchange every day, and you just wanted to be onboarded in all of them, and you had to do the KYC with the picture and the text next to that you confirm that is me, and all this total bullshit that you had to do.
I think I remember that one time I needed to have I think it was indeed in a selfie with my passport, but also a piece of paper with the date written on it, my hand. It's crazy, man. Come on.
And moving your head
date.
also.
Moving your head.
Yeah. Well, this was after the new technology. You had to move the head, but initially it was just pictures, right? So we and that's when you realize that unfortunately the Bitcoin is not yet for everyone. I mean, it's true. It's good to say that Bitcoin is for everyone. But if a lot of people don't know what you're talking about, or they cannot even access it, it's not for everyone. And that's that's how we started. And
and I also think that when the onboarding process is more difficult, I think a lot of people think, well, I'll leave it here. I don't want to onboard anymore. It's too much of a hassle for me. And even people who are less tech savvy, who are already maybe using WhatsApp on their phone, but that's it, and don't even have the capability to do something more technical. It's also very important that it will become simple and intuitive.
I think it's two ways. So first, it's making something that's showing that it's possible, and then making it intuitive, because in a lot of countries, this is really needed to make it simple also.
For sure. Yeah, we obviously we had I like the way that you put it, WhatsApp. It's like the WhatsApp for Bitcoin. You
Yeah.
need to, you unfortunately need to use these terms that really are now the synonym for easiness. So obviously there are some challenges of making it easy. You also should not go too far, because when it's too easy, then people start doubting a bit. In the end, it's a financial tool, so you still need to find the right middle, which was
sweet spot.
Exactly,
indeed.
which was a nice challenge.
Yeah, and the Relai app comes with a non-custodial Bitcoin wallet. So this gives the user a total control over his Bitcoin savings, as you already mentioned. But can you explain how the process works when buying or selling?
Sure. So we provide in the app, the seed words are generated after the app is being installed locally and stored encrypted in the phone. What we are only aware of is when an order is being created is the Bitcoin wallet address that is generated in the phone. So we don't force the users to write their seed words at first installation. That's not what we want. The onboarding has to be seamless. But after a first order, we don't allow them to go to the second or third order before they write down their 12 words.
Perfect.
We don't want to
they
go
are already a bit into the rabbit hole, and then they have to do
And then it's easier to write the 12 words because you want to keep going. So what happens technically is we have a contract with our users, which are orders. So they create buy or sell orders with us. And in this order, we have information like the amount and the Bitcoin wallet address. So it's super straightforward. You create an order, you want to buy 10 euros worth of Bitcoin. You just tell us from where you will be sending the money and where you want to receive the Bitcoin. And as soon as we receive the money, we just send the Bitcoin to that wallet address that's been provided in the order details. And vice versa for a sell order. We receive the Bitcoin from a given address. We send the money to a given bank account.
Yeah. And a lot of exchanges and apps are working on some kind of on-ramp or off-ramp with Lightning or already offering it. Does Relai also have plans to implement support for the Lightning network in the near future, or maybe only in the back end that people don't realize they're using it, but underneath it's Lightning network?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Very good question. And I like the way you put it on the back end that they don't realize. So for us, if we want to achieve this 1 minute, there is no way around. We need Lightning. So because now we arrived at the level where users can also pay very quickly. We recently released credit cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal is coming, for example. So the whole process from installation to even paying is now less than a minute. The only part that takes time is sending the Bitcoin because we're only working on chain. And we do actually batching because it's also too expensive to send every transaction separately. So this part will be solved with Lightning. What is the problem with Lightning? And this has been pretty clear for us since the beginning. So we are in touch with any Lightning project, a lot of the guests that you already had in the channel as well, John Carvalho and all the Lightning labs. But we have two main problems with Lightning currently, and they're all aware of it. So it's not something that's been fixed yet. The biggest problem is more UI UX. So our users, it's not that they don't care, it's that they just don't know what is even Lightning. So we have to integrate it in a very seamless way. They don't need to worry about, am I on chain now? Am I on Lightning? Which layer am I on? Where am I sending? Where am I receiving? So all of this we need to fix first UI UX wise. And then two other problems are the first one, liquidity. Obviously, with channels, the current way they are implemented, opening, closing is too expensive. And we can't, as an early startup, we cannot afford to just put a ton of money or a ton of Bitcoin in a big channel and then just keep using it forever. That's one, liquidity. And the second one is the fact that we are a non-custodial wallet. Everything is so much easier when you're custodial. But we took the other way around, and we want to work hard on making also non-custodial. We really want to give this feeling. It's not just a feeling, it's really full ownership of these precious assets to our users. And obviously this comes with additional challenges, and in Lightning it's even more challenging. So the node part we are in, also we can run it on the mobile app, we can run a node in the cloud. So there are a few solutions, but these two things, so liquidity and the fact that we are non-custodial, are still big issues for us to have Lightning in Relay in the next few months. But we are obviously looking.
But is it possible for you even to be a custodian, looking at the regulations from the Swiss where you are now regulated?
We could, maybe not entirely, but there are already some clear regulations, some clear rules that we could already start to apply. But then the question is, do we want to? And that's a clear no. We don't want that. We don't want. This is not why we started Relay. And we always believed in users having really full control over all their funds, and we are just a service provider. We just want to make their life easier and onboard more and more people to the Bitcoin network.
Well, that's a straightforward vision, and I think that's great. So perfect. Hey,
indeed.
And Relay also makes it possible to use a dollar cost averaging, so a DCA service. What is the percentage of people using it that way? Do you have some statistics about it?
Yeah, most of the users would usually start with a first-time order, just one-time order. It's always the fact that you're just starting using a new tool you heard from your friends and family, and obviously you want to put a small amount. So users can start from 10 euros or 10 Swiss francs and create a one-time order. But then the idea is, because we believe in DCA as even as a whole company, that's also what we want to provide. We believe in the long term. Bitcoin is, for especially in our case, a savings strategy. It's not a gambling platform. It's not. You just don't want to. We don't provide we don't provide any advanced exchange tools like limit order, market orders, whatever. It's really super straightforward. You just place your order, send money, receive Bitcoin. And we have what's called savings plans for weekly and monthly orders. So you can create a weekly order for 50 euros every week or 50 euros every month. And you just need to make a recurring payment from your bank. Or now you can also do it with credit card. So you just set up once and you forget, basically. I would even go as extreme as saying that you can even uninstall the Relai app, just write down your words, and your Bitcoin will just be coming in every week. You don't need to do anything. This is pure DCA.
And do you guys then batch those DCA purchases? Because if one DCA, let's say he puts in $10 every week, then it can be pretty expensive for you guys to send a Bitcoin on chain every week for just a small amount of 10 euros. So do you guys batch them until it's a bigger amount, and then sending the big amount to the address, or?
So not for the user, and you're right, that's been a bit problematic over the time, because you just keep accumulating UTXOs without really also consolidating them. So we've been thinking of an automatized way to consolidate when the fees are super low while informing the user. So here again the challenge of making it easy while being non-custodial. So you cannot just consolidate it without the user. You can't do anything without the user permission. But we don't batch per savings plan or per wallet address. We just do multiple daily batches, basically, because we have orders throughout the day, and now even 24/7. We just do multiple batches per day. Whatever wallet addresses it goes through, we just combine a few hundreds of orders together, and then we just send them.
So this really works if you have a lot of users using it, and that way you can batch daily.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Now we can afford this.
Yeah. And what's the biggest problem you encountered or hurdle that you had to overcome with building and maintaining Relai.app?
The biggest.
The biggest is yet to come, maybe.
Probably. Every year there's a new biggest.
Maybe integrating Lightning, right?
Obviously, yes, because this. So when we launched, we are still, but we are very thankful we had amazing support from Bitcoiners all around the world. Although we were not the tool made for them, like if you're a Bitcoiner and if you're an OG, you know how to use your tools, you know how to use an external hardware wallet, you know how to deal with these things, and you probably also use P2P tools to buy, sell. But still, and because I think this was a shared thought that it's not that easy yet. And we were kind of the first one to provide this in a mobile platform. We had a lot of support from all Bitcoiners around the world. And for them, so initially we got a lot of feedback in whatever was really Bitcoin specific. So we are unfortunately far from best practices. So there are things that we still need to improve. We are still, for example, reusing addresses. It's not something we should do. And we are aware of it. It started because of some technical limitations, not to use this as an excuse, but we were working with another broker when we started. We didn't have our own broker. We started as just using a third-party broker called BT in Switzerland, which are doing very great service, by the way. And we built our broker actually last year. So this is still pretty new. That's why when we launched, and keep in mind that it was only Julian and me, so when we launched, we had to take some decisions. We couldn't, and we still cannot afford to have everything. We don't believe in perfection. We just believe in releasing, learning, building, and then improving, releasing. And we just
step
need
by
to,
step.
Yeah, exactly. We just need to hear from our users, improve, and then release a new version, a better version. But obviously, Lightning has been and is still one of the biggest challenge, but it also based on the fact where the current work is. It's not like, unfortunately, we don't have the expertise, the knowledge, or the time to also bring our pinch of salt to the progress of Lightning. So basically, we are just waiting for Lightning projects and we're in touch with them just to see where they are going, so we can integrate them. But then challenges were, I think, education was one of the biggest challenges, because I was a lot involved in the support. So now we have a support team, but initially I was very much involved in users asking and losing their seed and not doing the backup or not doing how to do their seeds. That's when you realize, we still have a lot of work. Like we used to say, we are still early, and
we're still pretty early.
Super early. Yeah, for sure. And this is like a kind of a nice challenge to have, because it keeps us improving the app every day, and that's what we are working towards.
And talking about improvement and features, this year you added a lot of features like instant SEPA and additional payment methods. But on the roadmap for the future, we see a lot more plans like Relai Premium and institutional clients. Can you elaborate on some of these new plans and what is already integrated and what can we expect really soon? We don't get you into the pressure of integrating Lightning, by the way, but pressure. Maybe some other plans.
Yeah, sure. Yes, very good point. So we released a new version a month ago, which included payments with credit cards and Apple Pay. Google Pay is coming soon. We just got the green light and everything is implemented now. We will also add a PayPal soon and a few more payment methods. So this is one part of this 1 minute that is being fixed now, because initially we were only working with bank transfers, and this can take a few days. If you're outside Switzerland, we only had a Swiss bank account. Now we're going also to have a German one. We're working to get something more European. So this is one part. And then, as you mentioned, we have different tiers. So we have the light KYC in the app. Up to 1,000 Swiss francs per day per user. Then we also provide the KYC part, because some users, they just want to invest more. And we just want to give them this opportunity so they can do a KYC in the app very easily in a few minutes. We use ID now and all these tools, so they can do it pretty quickly in the app. Then they can go up to 100,000 per day per user. We have now a section that is called Relai Private. This is above 100,000 and up to a few millions. This is for high net worth individuals, where we do OTC service, so more higher amounts. And we also recently got the license to serve SMEs. So from the beginning, we were approached a lot by small and medium-sized businesses in Switzerland and also in Germany a lot, that wanted to invest to have part of their business funding in Bitcoin. Our initial license didn't allow this, but we applied for an extension and we recently got it. So we will announce this also very soon.
Awesome.
But this
perfect.
will be also coming in the next few weeks, actually. And then for next year, we also have, in terms of feature, what could be interested for users and has been asked a lot is baskets. So this is very common in neobank apps. So you can have a few baskets where you put 100 euros every month. So you can have one to buy a house, one for your kids, and one for something else. And you just
saving
put
plans,
automatically.
actually.
Yeah, exactly. So here in that case would be able to create different baskets, one for the kids, one for the Lambo.
Oh, that's great.
And exactly. And then you could receive, so this will be different addresses from the same seed.
Sure.
And then you can just receive every week 50 euros worth of Bitcoin in that specific basket. And when your kid is 18 years old, then you can just share the seed or whatever
that
you
makes
want.
saving a lot more fun, right?
Set your goals.
Right.
No, that's making it fun and have a real goal.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you look at the Lightning Network and the Bitcoin on-chain blockchain, do you think the Lightning Network is that important for the existence of Bitcoin in the end? So it will really help Bitcoin to go further?
Yes, definitely. I think it is. It's really part of Bitcoin now. It's yes, we didn't have Lightning when Bitcoin started. It wasn't even something, but now it's part of the economy. So if we want, and we need to have some sort of circular economy somewhere. Look, I'm definitely not someone who likes to spend my Bitcoin, but my few sats, but just for the fact that to show that it works and this helps also to convince a lot of users to show them, look, it's instant. Look, you got it. And now you can do whatever you want with these Satoshis. You can send it to somewhere else, or you can just sell it if you want to get some dirty fiat or whatever you want. It's really the whole thing, the whole purpose to show to someone that it works, which is part of the easiness, is possible with Lightning and much less possible with Bitcoin. It's tricky to, yes, you can still see an unconfirmed transaction if the mempool is not going crazy all of a sudden for some reasons, but yeah, that's why I think Lightning is going to is a critical part for the adoption.
Yeah, so long-term savings and also all the use cases to have that sats flowing.
And what do you see as the most important feature for the Lightning Network that is currently missing? You already told us one or two for Relay specific, but what is the most important function of a feature that is currently missing in your opinion?
Yeah, I think what I still feel is quite tricky is, although there are some wallets that are here to help the adoption, which are custodial, semi-custodial, some of them, like you can easily get some Bitcoin on the Lightning Network and then start using them. I think we're still talking too much about channels, about liquidity, about like super technical terms. And even the easiest Bitcoin, the easiest Lightning wallet out there is far from being easy. So I think that's where we still need quite a lot of work.
Yeah. Okay. So user experience need to be really more improved then.
Well, it has the focus now, so that's I think that's the most important thing, and that's also why we ask these questions because we also have guests from Blockstream and from Lightning Labs, and like you said, John Carvalho. It's so important to have this on the priority list. So I think the wallet companies out there, which we also talk with, are all focusing on that seamlessly from of the Lightning Network. So it's nice that you made from Relai this awesome app that can only become better. So we're gonna follow this.
Yes.
Thank you.
We had a lot of more questions, but if you will come back another time on another show, then we'll ask you all of them. So
with pleasure.
That would be nice.
Perfect.
All right.
Conecte o mundo.
And maybe next year, Adem, when you are on the show, the Light network is so improved that you guys at Relay are already implementing it, right? So
That will be nice.
Yes.
fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, we still have one question left for you, Adem. It's from Ethan Rose. We had him on the show last week, and he's the founder and CEO of Pouch.ph, a PHP Lightning wallet made in the Philippines. So Edward will play the audio file, and then you, Adem, can answer him.
Yeah. Hey, Adam. I'm curious, what's the biggest skill that you've been forced to learn or just get better at since becoming the founder of a Bitcoin company?
Forced to learn. I like that. I think it's taking a step back. This has been a big learning. I used to be so much into the code, like day in, day out, just focusing on getting this app released and having some users and then fixing bugs and then working on new features, that this stopped working at some point. So initially it's fine when you have just a few users, but then you really need to take a step back and see where you are at first, because when you're too close, you also don't see where you are. Just see where you are at, and even more important, where you are heading to. So I think this has been the biggest learning, just taking a step back, a big deep breath, and reconsider and see where you are at and where you're going to.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect.
I'm absolutely sure that Ethan is going to listen to it because he is at that point in which he definitely will have all the advice that will help him for the future.
Perfect.
So next time we have a new guest on our show. His name is Aljas Seru, and he's the co-founder and CEO of Bolt Observer and also the co-founder of Bitcoin Ljubljana, a meeting group from Slovenia. We also want to ask him a question from you. What question can we ask him?
All right, let's be tricky then. I'm sure he already heard it a few times, but what is the feature missing on Lightning for mass adoption?
Okay, so next
what we need,
episode, we're gonna hear this, and then, this next year,
also,
2023, man.
It's also a question which we are asking very often, right, Edward?
Yeah, we're searching for that for
we're searching
1
for
year.
the Holy Grail.
No, I just want to make it even more
great.
clear. It's never enough, so...
No, perfect.
So many projects working on that. Well, great.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Conecta el mundo.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks again,
Where can
Adam.
people follow you? Do you maybe, well, obviously Relay has a website. Maybe you can shield that one, or your own Twitter, of course.
Sure. Yeah, the pleasure is mine. Thank you very much for having me, guys. So our website is Relai.app. And users can find the app in the different app stores, iOS and Android. And we also have the APK on the website for people that are using some different flavors of Google, of Android. For myself, I'm pretty much active on Twitter, more active on Twitter. It's _Adem Bilican _. And my blog, because you mentioned it, maybe it might still be helpful for a few people out there. It's ademjan.net. I think that would be the easiest way.
Perfect.
All right. I will put it in the show notes, and do see that blog because maybe it'll help you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And thanks for listening. Thanks to all members participating in the Satoshi Radio Rings of Fire. And of course, thanks to everyone helping to connect the world with us. If you like our content, then please support us in our mission. Visit our website, connecttheworld.live, where you can also donate and subscribe, like, and share our content on your favorite platform. We need you to complete our mission, Connect the World. So keep those nodes running, sats flowing, and rings burning. And see you all next week with Aljas Seru on this same Lightning channel. Adieu, Adem.
Guru Surus.
Görüşürüz.